We're on part 4 of Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed. This time we're going into what is the last of the new cups from Racing Transformed. Because yes, despite only having one game before it, there is a cup of recycled tracks.
What does the All-Star stat for the carts mean?
I think that's just how much of a boost you get when you go All-Star, but I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Anyway, this is the Curian Mansion track, and for some reason whenever we get these kind of All-Star type games, they always rename House of the Dead to Curian Mansion, and I still don't get why. You know, that might be something to do with like Dead, like getting a age rating or something. I'm not sure, but it just kind of seems really forced.
Crazy Taxi was a fun game.
Yeah.
You played it around yours.
I love Crazy Taxi so much. It's like it's one of the, I think it's one of the best kind of arcade style driving games.
Yeah,
just because it's
fun.
It's so much of a detour from the standard like race around the track sort of thing. And here we are using the character to drive around the track, but I digress there.
But yeah, it's pretty mental, isn't it? Like Crazy Taxis.
I think it's kind of a shame that the third one never got a console release as far as I know. It was only on the PSP and I think maybe on phones, I can't remember. I know they're making a new one on phones, which is kind of a shame that it's not a console one, but what I will say is the sequel, Crazy Taxi 2, they had this really bizarre thing where you could make your car jump out of nowhere.
What?
Like literally, you'll be driving around the road, then you can press Y and it'll just randomly jump.
How high?
Like quite really high, like just about like the sort of height that Sonic or Mario would reach when they jumped in relation to the car. And how is that physically possible? Is there like a thing that shoots out underneath the car to throw it up or something?
To be fair, is most of the stuff in Crazy Taxi physically possible?
Well, not like the way you drive the car, but like at least in the first one they stay on the roads. or at least the ground, not necessarily the road, but
Yeah.
you just, you know, sometimes you got like a distinction between reality and fiction to a degree, but then something like that really sticks out and you're like, okay then. What we'll say is this track is quite glitchy at that point we just went past. Don't know whether anyone's seen it on the channel. I've got that one clip of where I just drove into the stairs and I clipped through the stairs and got into like an endless loop of like going through the track repeatedly and couldn't get out without restarting the game. I don't know whether that's been patched. I think there's been an update since then, but I don't know whether that was it or not. So we kind of missed this a bit during the part where I was playing as Ralph, but how do you feel about non-Sega characters being in this?
Well, it's only Ralph, isn't it?
Well, and Danica Patrick.
Oh yeah.
Why the fuck is she there?
Yeah. I think it's good she's there though, but why is she there?
I just think it kind of takes some of the...
But they haven't got any characters, they need some.
Although I do like characters like BD Joe and... I'm trying to call someone, but
Yeah.
although I do like some of the other characters like to play as and whatnot, but I kind of wish it was purely a Sonic racing game. I kind of think they'd have more to work with if they weren't trying to use other Sega assets that people don't really know that well.
Oh,
So I think, if you think like with the representation of Sonic, we've got Seaside Hill, Starlight Carnival, and Sky Sanctuary, which are all kind of predictable choices, aren't they? Because if they did like a pure Sonic driving game like this, you'd have so much more. So like, how much fun would it be to like drive through Crisis City or something like that? That would make a really cool track. And then you'd use that kind of tornado attack, and you'd literally have a tornado carrying a car. But
Have Iblis just coming out changing the track.
yeah, I'd love Iblis as a stage obstacle. Like if he were to like just randomly smack down like the Egg Golem does at random points, that'd be really cool.
It should be for Sonic. This is the third one.
It'd be nice to have Cityscape in there as well.
And then later on it's like, for when you're flying around, you got Silver fighting him and he's lifting up rubble and you have to fly around that.
Yeah. You know, if I was directing that, I would have to have Silver get hit and shout it's no use.
Yes.
I think it's a shame that they didn't do that in Generations, like make reference to that. I think there was some sort of reference in one of the achievements, but that I kind of think if they actually had him shout, it's no use.
I was just thinking, just like as you're about to finish the final lap, but then Iblis stretches out the track, and then you just hear Silver shout that out.
It's no use.
It's like, are you taking the piss?
You can't think of it. What other tracks do you think would be kind of fun from the Sonic series? Like, I think City Escape, definitely. What else is possibly instead, because in the final cup of this we get like the Egg Fortress from Sonic Heroes. So I'd much rather have Final Egg. I think that's kind of got more cool going on than Egg Fortress.
Eggman Land?
Yes, Eggman Land would be like really cool actually.
Seaside Hill.
Oh,
Yeah, we haven't seen enough of that.
I love this track so much, like just from a visual perspective.
This is from Golden Axe, isn't it?
Yeah, you've played that game, haven't you?
Oh yeah, I've heard it's brilliant.
Yeah, what kind of gameplay is it? 'Cause
It's just basically what's it called when you just like beat 'em up? You know,
what, like the side scroller beat 'em up?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Yeah, well, Streets of Rage type thing.
yeah, like Streets of Rage.
Yeah. Them kind of games, I can see the appeal of them, I've just never really taken to them that well myself. So I kind of go into them, because I play a lot of platformers, I kind of go into them and they're kind of like a repetitive platformer.
To be fair, the main reason I like Golden Axe is probably just from nostalgia when I used to own a Sega. It was one of the games I just as my mate. So.
I remember, I think the first game I ever played, it was either Sonic 1 or 2, like just on the Mega Drive. As you know, that set me up for a life of hell.
Betrayal, happiness, sadness.
Yeah. Disappointment.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest
Shadow.
one. Disappointment.
Yeah, Shadow.
Yeah, you've got to respect the Church of Shadow. Yes. I wish they'd just get their act together with Sonic already. It's just they don't learn, you know. Any other business picks up when things work and when things don't work, but Sonic Team, or Sega in general, they just throw things at the wall, hope something sticks, and then don't keep what sticks there. They just restart the process for the next game.
From Unleashed to Generations, you could see some form of learning.
Yeah, and then they threw it out the window for Lost Worlds. It's just, guys, come on. Like, when you've got literally like kids on the internet just who could make a game better than they could, that's when we've got a problem.
Heroes and Shadow. Well, Heroes is probably my biggest disappointment, in my opinion. Since it's essentially the same gameplay as Adventure, with Sonic's gameplay essentially, but they fuck it up with new physics and stuff.
Well, it's what they were trying to do with Heroes, from what I get, is I think they were trying to kind of do a 3D interpretation of the classic games in terms of like level structure and that. But what that meant was that they wouldn't have been able to have a gimmick, so then they shoehorned in the team gimmick, and that just generally slows everything down, and it kind of feels like, why is this in a Sonic game?
I just suddenly thought about the fact that the combo of games that Sonic Boom is the combo of the automated speed sections of 06, the Werehog level gameplay of Unleashed, and then there's the teamwork aspect of Heroes. It is nightmare fuel.
Yeah, this is like the holy trinity of shit.
My God!
That's what it comes down to.
It isn't even out yet, but we know.
Yeah, like, I've never been this like pessimistic about a game before it's out before, but they've shown us nothing to get excited about.
They say 3 is a magic number. Magic in what way? This is black magic.
Jesus Christ! Like, it just makes you wonder what is going through Sega's minds. Like, what are their board meetings like? How many people have got so many conflicting opinions that they find this as a compromise?
Yeah, we've had a successful year with Generations. What should we do next year? So we could throw it out the window and try a new aspect of gaming.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think there are just too many people putting their stick in the pot or whatever,
Yeah,
Like
but that
Sega.
that in itself is Sega's fault. They're the ones who've never kept any degree of consistency. So now they've got people who want another classic game. They've got people who want another adventure game. They've got people who want something
really
so
strong
The
free.
thing that
opinions, aren't they?
annoys me though is that there's people who say colours were shit, and that the adventure games aren't as great as people say.
Well, to be fair, I'd say although Sonic Adventure 2 is my favourite game, it's not perfect, and I can fully appreciate why other people don't like it. But again, that's Sega have kept no degree of consistency, so they've divided. At least for what I was saying about Capcom and Mega Man a while back, at least then their series are organised. So there's people who can flat out say, I want Mega Man 11, and we know what they mean when they say, I want Mega Man 11, or same with X9 or whatever, or Legends 3. But with Sonic, there's that's probably the reason why people cling to Adventure so much, just because that's the one time when there's been a direct continuation of something. Again with a boost, I suppose, but when you've got so many variables, you're never going to get any kind of you're never going to get any consensus from it.
The thing is, those people who say the people who think the adventure games are the best are merely have nostalgia goggles on. Really,
yeah, I hate this.
I kind of disagree because I hadn't played any of the Sonic games until you made me play them, so I pretty much played them all at once. And honestly, as an honest opinion, the adventure games and Colours and Generations are essentially the best of all the modern era Sonic games. Everything else is either meh or get the fuck out of my face.
It's just keep with that kind of Generations and SA series and Colours sort of gameplay.
Well, I'm just going to say it now. As much as I love the adventure games, I don't want Adventure 3.
Yeah,
and that's purely because Sonic Team in their current form today, they can't keep any sort of consistent quality-wise with something as basic as Lost World. So if they actually try something ambitious like the adventure games were, they're guaranteed to fuck it up.
And essentially 06, if you think about it, was...
06 is Adventure 3.
It is Adventure 3, but you can't admit that.
Yeah, and then at the same point,
no one will admit it.
I love the arguments as to what was Adventure 3, because there's other people saying that actually Unleashed was Adventure 3 because it's got the long storyline, and in Japan it's called World Adventure. And what I would absolutely crack up if it happened is if Sega just released a game called Sonic Adventure 4 and just left it at that and made no comment.
That would be beautiful.
Yeah, that would crack me up so much.
The fan base would just explode with theories.
And then you know what I would do if I was working at Sega? I would just leave some sort of official comment saying something like, "Oh, episode Metal was Sonic Adventure 3." Just to fuck with people.
Or they could just say, Heroes was Adventure 3.
I suppose Heroes, the ones that if you're going purely from a story perspective, and that's not where I would go to, because obviously SA2 has little in common with SA1 story-wise. But if you were, you could say that it's Heroes and then Shadow, because they're the ones that are the direct sequels to Adventure 2, aren't they?
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is I'm fucking glad I'm a Zelda fan if I'm getting confused enough with these.
Well, if Boom gets drawn out into a sequel...
I hope not.
Yeah, hopefully not. If they end up bringing Shadow into it, I would be intrigued to find out how they go about that.
Yeah, I think it's such a shame that Hawaiian Shadow concept was fake. I want to see that so much. One of the early leaks was about how Shadow and Roach were basically Team Rocket to Eggman, and the concept was that Shadow was wearing a Hawaiian shirt.
It'd explain where he got his boots from. Eggman made them.
Works.
Yeah, so he can keep up with Sonic.
That works. Although Eggman could do his tried and trusted idea from Sonic Labyrinth where he just gives Sonic slowdown cues. That is a bullshit and half plot, isn't it?
Now I'm just imagining Shadow and Rouge followed by Omochao going, we're blasting off again. And then Omochao is the wubba thing. Omochao.
No, he wouldn't just say Omochao though, would he? He'd press he'd say
Press A to jump.
Yeah. How anticlimactic would that be at the end of a full-blown motto and he just goes, press A to jump!
Don't run out of rings!
Yeah, Sonic Boom Omochao edition. You punched! You punched! You punched!
You punched again!
I'd love it if there's Sonic Unleashed Omochao edition. You are now pissed off with this theme that keeps playing every time the werewolf gets into a battle.
You're slow! You're slow! Bet you didn't expect to hear that in this game!
Gotta go fast! Ooh, tough shit, you can't! Oh, this fucking series.
We've become mentally unstable, haven't we?
What is this thing doing? This is my gambling addiction at show, by the way. I'll get something eventually.
This is...
Or not.
It's like how you react to the Sonic games.
Put a candle on it. I hope this one will be good.
You're putting money in, hoping for something good in return.
Yeah.
But you just keep losing money.
Yeah. Anyway, this track, this is one of my favourites next to the what do you call it, Sky Sanctuary one. This is basically this game's Rainbow Road, in that it's the kind of over-the-top fantasy techno area which you can fall off all over the place.
Yeah.
And it does. I love this kind of aesthetic to it. It's like kind of a circuit board that we're driving on it. And there is one part that actually really reminds me of Eternal Engine, but I think that's on a later lap. As for now, just try not to fall repeatedly. And I think I do fall a few times. I think this is actually original for this game. I don't think this is based off any Sega IP. Actually, no, this is the Eternal Engine section coming up right here. Does not remind you of the falling section?
From what?
Eternal Engine in SA2. It's got that same sort of vibe, just drawn out and you're in a car and it takes longer.
I don't understand the car sections in SA2.
Oh, they're shit, aren't they?
What kind? I actually love that.
There's a kart section where you're either Tails or Rouge.
Yeah. Oh, that's pointless. But when you play outside of the story,
oh yeah,
it's fun.
The main gameplay for the characters is decent, although I didn't really like Knuckles or Rouge's gameplay that much.
You got to admit, the cars have wonderful physics in SA2, don't they?
Oh,
it's terrible.
I
love it how you can flip and then it just kind of pop you back into place. Or if you drive into a wall and it'll just spin you back round without you doing anything.
It's like, that never happens.
You know what, if there's one thing I can say, just fuck the missions on them levels where you got to do it without touching the walls. That is just so pathetic.
Is there a mission where you've got to do that?
Yeah, and not in the main plot. Not in the main plot, but if you want to get all your emblems or whatever, you've got to do it.
That must be hard. You're always hitting into the walls on there.
Yeah, but
cornering is so difficult.
But you've got to do it if you want to unlock Green Hill Zone and you don't happen to own an action replay.
This track does kind of give me the feeling of this would be the Rainbow Road of this game.
That's basically what it is. It's like the final one of the new tracks. So yeah, that's basically what they're going for here. Someone else went off. Yay!
It's really fun. This game.
It is.
I mean, not this game. This track. Sorry.
Yeah. Look, Metal Sonic.
Yeah. Metal Sonic's Metal Sonic is a character that you get when you buy the special edition this game. But to this day, I have yet to see a copy of this game in a shop that isn't the special edition of the game. It's there was actually a post on Retro about it a couple of weeks ago. Someone had just found a copy of the game that wasn't a special edition. I think it was on the Vita. And like that justified a post, the fact that someone saw this in a shop. Yeah, if you drive through them gates, it hurts you and slows you down.
You just wanted to show it off, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, she used that as your disguise.
Like on his shelf, what happens when you drive off the track?
This is how you do it again after 3 seconds.
I want to show what happens when you come last in the race.
Oh, look, there's Shadow.
Yeah. Shit.
What do you prefer? Like, I take it you prefer Mario Kart 8 to this.
Overall, yeah, but this is still a bloody good game. And I do like how Rustar is like the guy playing Latakitu's role in this, but I still kind of wish he was playable. I do really like Rustar, even though I absolutely suck at it. But that was back from when Sonic Team could do things that weren't Sonic.
Now they're in the room with crayons drawing, just like, Sonic, do you like my picture?
We'll draw Sonic pictures for drugs.
I can't even do Sonic
No, you're right.
Now then they might... It's like they're an abstract artist who's kind of mentally insane.
Yeah.
Every now and then they will make something good.
Yeah, by pure fucking accident. Yeah.
But most of the time you just think, no, this won't make money.
Yeah. It's like, okay guys, here's another Sonic game, can we have more crack please?
Go on, give him his dose.
Yeah. So, I've never saw that, but I just went past the Choo Choo Rocket Cat on the stage there.
This is on here? I didn't see the Choo Choo Rocket Cat.
Yeah, it's like one of the hologram things that I drove past. I'd never realised that was there, but that's really cool.
I saw the Sonic hologram.
Yeah,
But not the...
It seems to be holograms of quite a few characters in this, which I suppose is their kind of making it the epic final
You
track.
just got electrocuted, but you didn't even touch the little grid things.
Yeah, that was a shock. I'm not even going to get validated with a response now, am I?
Who are you?
You come and watch me play Sonic for some reason.
Yeah, something has to be wrong with me. Because no healthy person would do this.
Yeah, that was a race. What I've noticed overall, and a major difference from Mario Kart, which makes this game quite a bit easier, is there seems to be no kind of consistency with which character's going to be taking you through the race. Because in Mario Kart, you notice when you're playing for a cup, you get the same character kind of close by to you, don't you? Like, with the way the AI works. Whereas this one, it seems to switch each race, which means at the end of it, the points, as long as you do fairly well each race, you've won. Even if you didn't win any of the races themselves. Whereas with Mario Kart, if you lose a couple, you're going to fall back because the ones that were like second and third, they've overtook you. So it's kind of a bizarre like AI system there.
Well, at least Shadow came third.
And I won. So I'm the great BD Joe.
Shadow got beaten by a monkey.
Yeah, well, that was I, wasn't it? Yeah. Was it I or was it
It had
Mimi?
the hat on. The sombrero.
Oh, Amigo. There's three of them, aren't there? There's
Really?
the Monkey Ball ones. There's the two from Monkey Ball, and then there's Samba from some of the Amigo.
I don't know.
Sega. I do like to monkey around like that.